We play the Jets tomorrow night. How about a 2-day contract?
Let's do it.
Okay.
What's the signing bonus?
Nothing's changed.
Welcome to your lucky Week 11 NFL Power Rankings. Why is it lucky? Because why the hell not? I'm going to rank the top NFL teams this week and then spin this curse wheel to see who it assaults on Sunday. Last week, it absolutely wrecked the Steelers.
Oh my God.
Not the Colts. Who did I put it? Ooh, is it the Steelers? Did I put the Steelers ahead of the Patriots? I think we should clarify the record for the wheel this season because there's been confusion. Week 1, it selected the Bengals, but the Bengals won. But then Joe Burrow was lost for most of the season. And the week it landed on my Broncos, they lost PS2. I think this mystic creature only has one true loss in 2025. That's the record. Starting power rankings where we always do in the healing lights of heaven. Receiving the healing lights of heaven is Alex Singleton. The NFL gave Singleton a random P test 2 weeks ago, which led doctors to discovering that he had testicular cancer very early on. Singleton had surgery right after the Raiders game to remove his cancerous tumor. He still needs some tests, but the prognosis looks good for him, and he could be back on the field soon. How badass is Alex Singleton? He literally waited until after the Raiders game to have his surgery just so he could help his team vanquish a division rival. This man played an entire game with a torn ACL last year, and I aim to be half as tough as Alex Singleton one day. In Purgatory, we've got the Commanders and Giants fans. Both fan bases believe they have their quarterback of the future. Both of those quarterbacks might be injury prone. Both of these teams have dealt with a ton of injuries, and both teams suck right now and could have taken advantage of the shit show that is the NFC East this season. Brian Daboll might not be a good head coach, but he also ran into some pretty bad luck this year. How bad? About 1 in 60,000 bad. If he had a Prize Picks account, I would not follow him right now. In hell, all of us who watch Thursday, Sunday, and Monday Night Football, Vikings fans are in hell when they see 9 all the way down here in the bottom left-hand corner of this. The Bengals, Cowboys, Titans, and Chiefs were all on a bye this week, so they will be excused from the power rankings.
You're excused.
Well, maybe not those Chiefs.
And I'm not your bra.
Good news for Bengals fans, Joe Burrow is practicing again and could return in a few weeks, just so we can all watch the Bengals lose with their original Joe instead of the old model they've been trotting out onto that field. Coming in at 14, I've got the 49ers. My greatest fear was proven true. Bo Nix is regressing. No, not that one. Not that one. Who wrote that? The one about the 49ers not being able to win football games unless someone gets horrifically injured during the game. The 49ers lost in the year 2025 because they stayed healthy during a game. I'm still not counting out the Niners just yet. Number 13, I've got the Texans. If you can find a way to outgain your opponent by 179 yards and outscore them by 26 points in the fourth quarter alone, you're gonna have a good shot to win a lot of games. You really can't say enough good things about the Texans defense. After the Jags win, they're now first in yards and points allowed, second in interception rate, and third in third down conversions. They're so good on defense, but they're not getting the credit they deserve because of that losing ass record. If they just copy and paste everything they did in the fourth quarter for their offense, then this is a fun team. A weird team, but a fun team. And I've got bad news for the Jaguars while I'm here. Their second overall draft pick, Travis Hunter, will miss the rest of the season as he's getting LCL surgery. I've torn my LCL, so take a long, hard look at me, Travis. This is your future. Sorry, buddy, but it is. Power Rankings is brought to you by Prize Picks. Hey, we're 49 signups away from our next bonus here at That's Good Sports. 49 signups. Hope that doesn't mean the 49ers are getting cursed. If you've been thinking about using my code and playing in some daily fantasy, do it with TGS at Prize Picks. Link below. Over 10,000 of you are following me on the app. I just copied and played Grubby Moth's pick on the app. I see your 25 wins, Grubby, and I like your plays for this week. Breece Hall, Drake Maye, Diggs, Thursday night. I'm rocking with you, Grubby Moth. Look, you can download Prize Picks with my link below. Make a $5 deposit, and Prize Picks will give you $50 in lineups. And make a funny username like CD's Nuts. Hi, Perna. Hi, the Perninator. Bobo season. Real Bo-lever. Perna Posse, Sutton my face. And Perna be my dad. And maybe I will be your dad. Maybe. As long as you use my code TGS, I'll be your father. I'll be all of your fathers. Number 12, I've got the Packers and the Bears and the Steelers. I really don't know what to make any of those teams right now, but it felt right lumping the Bears in to be tied with the Packers and their former owner, Aaron Rodgers. The Steelers are officially allowing the most passing yards per game at 269. They did sign Asante Samuel, who has been cleared to play medically, so that could help their secondary right away. They will now have the sons of two former players in their defensive backfield, Asante Samuel and Joey Porter Jr., and I kind of want them to trade for J.C. Horn to complete the trifecta. I think their performance against the Colts is the type of thing that's gonna only happen about once a month for the Steelers. Pittsburgh on offense is the worst in the league on third down over the last 3 weeks. They have converted just 5 third downs on 33 tries. Caleb Williams thoroughly outplayed Jordan Love this week. That's all I'm saying. And I think Bears fans know that's all I need to say. Number 11, the Bills. I don't know if I've ever seen a team go from Super Bowl aspirations to blowing it all up within 7 days, but I guess that's what happens when you beat the Chiefs and then follow that up with a convincing loss at Miami. The defense has been remarkably consistent from last year to now, but the offense has dropped from second to sixth in scoring. Hindsight is obviously 2020, but how the hell did this team not get a little more aggressive trying to sign, draft, or trade for a wide receiver? Keon Coleman should be a bona fide number 1 wideout at this point in his career, but he's currently got a catch percentage of just 65, which is 120th in the NFL. And if you struggle to get separation like Coleman does, you just better be a good fucking jump ball receiver. Dalton Kincaid is week to week with a hamstring injury. That sucks. Here's the secret though, Buffalo. Get James Cook 100 rushing yards. 4 times this season, Cook has not had 100 yards rushing, and in 3 of those 4 games, the Bills lost. 19 carries is his minimum, Joe Brady. Number 10, I got the Ravens. Here's some fun Lamar Jackson numbers. Lamar has averaged 28.8 points per game in his first 100 career starts. That's 2,883 points total, which is more than Aaron Rodgers and even Patrick Mahomes in their first 100 games. Lamar also doesn't get enough credit for being smart with the football. He has surpassed Aaron Rodgers for the fewest interceptions in his first 100 career games by 4. Rodgers had 54, Lamar has just 50. Now that doesn't mean he's a better passer than Aaron Rodgers. His passing volume is much lower in that span. Rodgers also had 222 passing touchdowns to Lamar's $180, but Rodgers wasn't rushing for 1,000 yards in 2 of those seasons, was he? Lamar's just impressive. That's all there is to it. And I finally get to talk about rookie safety Malachi Starks. All the Ravens needed to do was take their league worst defense and make it average. Go from micro to 6 inches. It is now, dare I say, 6.5? Over the last 2 games, Malachi Starks has allowed just 2 receptions for 10 yards, picked off 2 passes, and is relinquishing a passer rating at just 16.7. Or Justin Fields, whichever metric you prefer. The Ravens, weeks 1 through 5, gave up 35.4 points per game. Over the last 4, just 14.5. And expect that number to improve because they've got games against the Browns and Jets coming up. Number 9, the Buckaroos. The Buccaneers, the Buckers. Tampa, Emeka
Big Boo
has missed a game this year, but he's still on pace for over 1,200 yards, which would be a rookie receiving record for the Buccaneers. Who holds that record, you ask? Well, it's actually not Mike Evans. It's Michael Clayton, who was also nominated for Best Picture in 2007. Prime Clooney was a thing of beauty, and I feel sorry for anyone who didn't get to see that live.
I'm Shiva, the god of death. 7 million. Never leave the cave without him.
This is ultimately a team that's really missing Bucky Irving at running back. Last year when he entered the picture, the Bucs were the third most efficient rushing team in the NFL at 5.3 yards per carry. This year, they're sitting at just 4 yards per pop. This is a team that should be counting their lucky stars they play in the NFC South because their next 2 games are against a pissed off Buffalo team and the red hot Rams. Both on the road. The worst part about the Bucky injury is nobody fucking knows when he's gonna be back. And I drove all the way to a goddamn Bucky's and not even that cute little beaver of the same name knew. All I got was a car wash and some surprisingly decent barbecue. Number 8, the Eagles. The Eagles defense is the story this season for that team. They're saving their offense's playoff hopes every week. The usual suspects are dominating there. Jalen Carter's wrecking the interior. Second-year corner Guantanamo Bay is keeping receivers locked up and presumably torturing them when the officials aren't looking. And then they got their typical guy we've never heard of in Moro Ojomo, who is becoming a cornerstone piece on that defensive line. And the newly acquired edge rusher Jalen Phillips made an immediate impact for the Eagles defense on Monday night. In his first game with the Eagles, Phillips had 8 QB pressures, 5 stops, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. Great trade, Howie. And I have no idea how Philly has more 3 and outs than any other team since 2014, but if you could just average 4 yards per play, that would change. Lane Johnson had his ankle rolled up on pretty harshly in the Packers game. He exited the field on this tiny little cart. Things looked bleak, but he valiantly returned to the game, and he has changed his profile pic to Giant Lane Johnson on a tiny injury cart. Lane Johnson, man of the people. Lane Johnson on that tiny little cart doesn't remind you of this. Consider yourself uncultured. Number 7, I got the Chargers. The Chargers are undefeated in prime time this season. That might be their most impressive stat since the LT days. A guy I definitely haven't talked about for the Chargers is free agent acquisition corner Dante Jackson. Jackson was not good in Pittsburgh last season, which is why he flew under the radar last free agency cycle. In LA, on a well-coached defense, he's allowing a passer rating of just 49, which is second best in the league and a career best for him. He's given up just 55 yards a yak, and 50 of those came on 1 play. He has 2 picks this season and 5 pass breakups. Those are the real moves that good teams make in March. He's a big reason the Chargers defense is allowing the 5th fewest passing yards per game at 174. The Broncos are 6th. And the Chiefs are 7th, if you want to know how hard it is to pass in the AFC West right now. If the Chargers keep winning with one of the worst offensive lines in football, it will be because of that defense and a little bit Justin Herbert too. Number 6, the Chiefs. That's right, plain old 6. They were on a bye, so usually I keep that team off of power rankings, but if you think I'm not giving them a chance to be cursed the week they face my Broncos, then you know nothing about me and my blind hate for telling this team to go fuck themselves. Do you think I'm scared to play the Chiefs without J.K. Dobbins, my hero who may land on IR, or the best corner in the game in PS2, or the embodiment of toughness in Alex Singleton? Well, I got something to say to you. I'm a little scared. I'm a little fucking scared. I'm a little scared. And coming in at 666, the Broncos. If there's any week to possess devil magic, it's the week the Broncos play the Chiefs. Now, even though power rankings features, heaven and hell and the devil, I never discuss religion here. As a practicing Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Mormon, Islamic, Buddhist, Hindu Scientologist, I fear being alienated for my beliefs. Knowing what's at stake, though, for the Broncos this week, as Kansas City comes to town, I'm changing my loyalty. I officially pronounce my allegiance to the devil and to the curse wheel.
I bow and yield and pray to you, dear devil and curse wheel. May you help the Chiefs go fuck themselves this week. As I lay me down to sleep, will you go fuck those Chiefs?
See Nick Wright top this shtick. You're my new religion now, Curse Wheel, and I am your loyal servant. I have given you my soul in exchange for glory over the Chiefs. And if the devil won't help me, maybe Denver can have another 5 or more sack game, which they've done 5 times this season. I also think Zach Bye touched on something important for the Broncos. Cortland Sutton needs to be the featured receiver every week for the Broncos. Troy Franklin has gotten 41 targets in the last 5 weeks. And I might bust an artery in my neck if I have to watch Bo Nix and him not connect on throws against the Chiefs. Marvin Mims will return, which should help the offense a bit, and maybe, more importantly, return a punt in the punt game. And with Dobbins out, it is RJ Harvey season, and I believe in you, RJ. Number 5, the Lions. The Lions and the Bears are atop the NFC North with a record of 6-3. So what's the difference between those two teams? Well, the Lions are plus 83 in point differential, while the Bears are minus 8. I think the Lions are still top dogs in the North. It's honestly pretty funny that the Lions did feel the need to change offensive play callers because they've taken a huge drop from last year to now. 33 points per game, and first in scoring a year ago to 31 points per game and second in scoring this year. Also, like last year, defensive injuries continue to hamper the Lions a bit. I'm not sure if DJ Reed will actually ever return in the regular season at this rate. Terrion Arnold's been battling a shoulder injury and suffered a concussion last week. Arnold was in the process of earning his highest PFF grade before that concussion. The irony here is that Jared Goff is quietly playing out of his mind. He is first in completion percentage, second in passing touchdowns, second in passer rating, second in passing first down percentage, and fourth in passing touchdown percentage, and fifth in yards per attempt, and he's trailing the man he replaced, Matthew Stafford, in probably most of those categories. I think the Lions, though, are more dangerous if they hunt from the shadows, even if that shadow is indeed from one Matthew Stafford. Number 4, the Patriots. I'm already tired of blowing smoke up the Patriots' asses this season. They're good. We know they're good. We all know it, and we're going to have to live with it for a while. The Patriots are going to have 2 real tests left after passing their first 2 against Buffalo and Tampa. If they can take out the Bills at home and Baltimore on the road, we're probably looking at a team with at least 14 wins and skipping the first round of the playoffs. Drake Maye. He is going from mini Josh Allen to Josh Allen clone. Sorry, that's Tom Brady's department. From Josh Allen light to 100-proof Josh Allen. Also, Christian Gonzalez covered Emeka Egbuka on 32 routes last week and gave up just 2 receptions for 35 yards. If you saw what a Big Boo did on his other routes, then you know how impressive the Gons was covering the Rook.
Emeka Egbuka.
Number 3, the Colts. That's right, the Colts and Indiana Jones. Don't forget, you can get your Indiana Jones shirts at Benchwarmer shop. You can get all the Curse shirts there. Out of the top 20 point scorers in the NFL this season, 19 of them are kickers. The only exception is Jonathan Taylor, who leads the NFL with 104 points scored. For whatever reason, we decided to make MVP such a complicated discussion when maybe it's as simple as the guy on the best team who has the most points in the league.
And the last non-kicker to lead the league in scoring was, of course, LaDainian Tomlinson in the year 2006 when he won MVP. MVP for a running back?
There you go. Sauce Gardner had a tough job on a short week in Germany, but he played pretty well given the circumstances, though I'm starting to wonder if he'll ever intercept a pass again. Indy has the NFL passing leader, rushing leader, and tied in with the most receiving yards. My only regret for putting the Colts at number 1 on week 1 is I'm running out of nice shit to say about them. Red Rum Danny. Number 2, the Seahawks. I think you guys need to learn how to play with a massive lead. That appears to be your one weakness. I dare you to go up by 28 against the Rams. Come on, do it. Number 1 is the Rams. The Rams defense has only given up 15 touchdowns this season, tied with the Broncos for fewest in the league. But Denver's number 1 because they have played in one more game than every other team in the top 9. The Rams have also scored the 3rd most touchdowns at 32. They are the only team top 5 in touchdowns scored and touchdowns allowed. I think they are the best team in the NFL right now, and they have a win over the Colts. I mentioned him weeks ago, but holy shit, Nate Landman is a stud. The middle linebacker from Zimbabwe has 3 forced fumbles this year. He played his college ball here in Colorado, and he is now my favorite Ram. My favorite Ram. From a buff to a Ram, huh, Nate? Huh? You traitor? Anyway, let's spin this wheel. Why am I taking my jacket off? We're gonna spin the wheel. I pledge my loyalty, ye will. I pledge my loyalty, ye will. You are my new God, and I shall suffer the consequences you place upon the NFL. I'll fix that next week. Who you getting? Who you getting? Oh, 14, that's no fun. The 49ers? Oh, come on. The Niners this week? We're going to do one more just for fun. Oh, I did it! Oh, sue me! Sue me! Oh, my... Yo, you're playing it safe this week. Who'd I put at 12? Who's at 12? No, that can't be. It is! You're getting wild now. You got the Bears, Packers, and Steelers there. That would be the craziest shit that ever happened. Can all 3 of those teams lose? I don't even know the schedule. Thanks for watching That's Good Sports, the only sports show with the curse wheel that definitely works. Definitely possesses dark magic. Definitely is convincing me in the supernatural's real.